Oh, there you are. In this video I'm going to show if it's possible for an old man like me, which I'm 68, if I can fit the exhaust on my MG all by myself with no help from anywhere else. Well, somebody did help me, or somebody did help me. I did have a friend called Jack. However, just for a change, would you believe it? I had a few problems. The first problem was the strap bracket on the exhaust. Some idiot, I don't know who it was, I'm not pointing any fingers, welded it one way around. So I had to take it off and re-weld it. That's the first one. The second one was I don't know if you remember before in the video where one of the studs broke off on the exhaust hanger. So I cut the bracket off, just put a nut and bolt through it and welded it on. That was all well and good. But the idiot, me, welded it on upside down. I don't know how I did that, but it's plenty of practice really. Anyway, consequently what happened, the exhaust started was hanging down lower on one side than the other. So I had to take the bracket off and modify it. So that's all done now. What else I do? Oh yeah. the other problem was I'd done it all, put it all together, rectified all these mistakes and more that I didn't tell you about. And it's all back on, all looks lovely. I'm quite happy with it. Started the engine up. The exhaust that I'd done was absolutely fine. Looking ahead of it, guess what? The flexi joints are all leaking. I set myself a bit of a challenge actually, because being an old git like I am, I like a bit of a challenge. So I'm going to repair it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave the exhaust coming down from the head. And I'm just going to cut the flexible joint, or I don't know what you call it. I'm going to just cut it out completely. Then I'm going to weld a flange on the bottom of the exhaust. I'm going to weld it on the inside, mainly because I can't get the MIG welder around the back or on the outside. Anyway, watch this video, I'll show you what sort of mess I made of it. But I think it'll work. I can't see any reason it can't. There's only one problem. There's only one person who's going to make it, well, not work. It's me. Well, enjoy the video. See you later. Bye now. guess what? I changed the plan. Yeah, again. Well, what I thought I'd do, I'd cut all this crap that I put on there, this brackety thing, cut all that off, throw that away. And what I'm going to do, which I should have done the first time, I'm going to cut all this bracket, original bracket right off, clean it all up, and make a new bracket for it, make this piece again. The trouble is, it's not going down flush enough, so I'm just going to grind it all off and make a new bracket. So this is on plan, is it D, E? I haven't got a clue, I'm sure you have. Anyway, let's get this bit done. Well, I think that looks better. Just need to make a little bracket to go over there now. Much neater. Well, I've made the bracket, as you can see. Needs painting yet, but it looks so much better now, doesn't it? Well, how many tools do you reckon it takes to remove this flexible joint from my AMG exhaust? A lot more than what I thought. First of all, I use a grinder. Well, this has got I did have a cutting disc on it, but it didn't go deep enough. I got round it about 3/4 of the way through. I couldn't get the other side, so then I thought, I've got a better idea. I've got a reciprocating saw. Bought a brand new blade. That did the trick. Unfortunately, due to the size of it, I couldn't actually get it in there, so I couldn't use that. Then the next idea I had, which actually worked, was a trusty old jigsaw. I used it upside down. Yeah, it hasn't got a blade in it because I broke it. And I only had one blade, so I had to go order some more. So that actually worked. Right at the last little bit, then I had to resort to a junior hacksaw. Wouldn't believe it, would you? Let's just get the last little bit off. I couldn't get a full-size hacksaw in there, but I used a junior. So just to get this little thing out there, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 tools. 3 power tools. There's 3 power tools and a junior hacksaw. I might be wasting my time, I think, doing this, don't you? What do you reckon? Well, that's one side cut off. I've got to cut the other side off now. Right, let's get the jigsaw sorted out and let's cut it off. Well, these are the flanges I made. What I've actually done, I marked that one out, ready for drilling. And I've just bolted this one to it. I don't know if you can see, I've just bolted it to it. Just so I could give me something to hold while I'm drilling. All I did is I used a bit of brown paper. And obviously put my finger around it and made the shape of the exhaust I'm going on to. This is the bit I cut out of there. Put it on there. Very carefully drew around it. And then, I don't know if you can see all these centre pot marks there. I've gone all right the way around and they're dead on the line. So I know that when I start filing it, I can go halfway through the centre pot marks and give me a sort of really good guide. You can scribe a line, it's not quite the same, but if you put a centre pot on it, I might actually make them slightly bigger. Then all you do is just file halfway through it, then you're there. Right, that's the hole cut out. All I've got to do now is file it all. I had to cheat a little bit. I had to use a jigsaw. Most of this hole's sort of cut out and I just run the jigsaw down through it just to get the nice bit out. It's quite a bit of filing to do, but not too bad. But I haven't actually gone over, I don't know if you can see it very clearly, these centre pot marks. I haven't actually gone over any of them. So I want to just start off, just one edge at a time, just file it down, get it as close as I can to the centre pot marks, then go halfway through and go all the way around. I won't bother videoing it because it's quite boring watching an old man sort of send their filing. I'll show you when I finish. Just started filing this hole up just to see how far I can get with it. I don't know if you can see there, I've just done that little bit there. Them centre pot marks, I've gone halfway through. If I do it all the way around, before I marked it out properly, it should be a nice fit. I just got a little bit of file. I don't know how it takes long to file. I'd rather do it with a hand file rather than a rotary blade of some sort. There you can see it. Half a centre pot marks. Right, let's get on the filing. Well, that's the flange fitted. You can see there's a nice sort of fillet I can put around there. I can weld all the way around there. And I haven't got to worry about the outside. So that's another little job done. Well, I've done it eventually. Only took about an hour. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to try. I don't know if it'll work or not. This one won't go through another. I need to cut one more hole. I don't really want to get another cutter just for one hole, or hole saw, or whatever you call them. I'm going to do something. Maybe it won't work. It probably won't work. I'll take this off. I've got a little Dremel, and I'm going to sharpen them teeth up. Well, I've done some of the teeth. I don't know if you can see them. One's around there. They're actually quite sharp now, so I'm just going to work my way around. Not actually take that long. Where do I get to? Where do I get to? Right, this is how far I've got so far. We start from this end. The other flange, remember, it's actually on the downpipe from the cylinder head exhaust. That's actually just hammered on there at the moment. I've got to weld it. And this is the matching flange for it. So that'll go on there nicely. This piece here, I've ordered a new part, and it's going to be a round one. And it's actually 2.5 inches, which is the same size as that. But I wanted to show you, I've made it this big because if you look at that, it won't. Once we put the new flexi on, it won't be any restrictions there at all, because so see how wide it is. So that's that part. Then I've done another pair of flanges, this end, and that's going to go on the other end of the new flexi. So the flexi really, where it comes in is the flexi's got it's supposed to go over a piece of pipe, and there's U-bolts around it, or U-clamps. But I'm just going to cut the ends off because it's a little bit too long, and I'm going to weld them in there and in there. Now this piece, I've got to go outside and mark it out, because that's going to go on to the other part of the exhaust. The bit that goes on, it goes from there, it goes round into the cat. So I've got to do exactly the same to that I did to the other piece of this one. So what I'm going to do is actually take the exhaust off, bring it in here and do it. There's only 3 bolts or 3 nuts and that, so I'll be able to do that one inside. And once I get it all together, I can start. Well, I'm still waiting for this new part of the flexi. So as soon as that comes, I can start mocking it all up and see how far out it is. Not looking too bad. There's a lot of work there, but once it's done, it'll be done, and it'll be done well. Well, I've just made a gasket for these 2 flanges. I know that was not cut out yet, but I made it out of this material I did before. And what I've done, once I punched the holes through, I bolted it all back together, so it went the right way around, so all these proof marks all line up. And it was a bit overlapped, and it was just sticking out of it. So what I've done, I've got a little Dremel again. I just went round it like that, just trimmed it up. So the gasket now is nice and neat. The only thing I've got to remember now is put it the right way around. So next job Got to cut that. Not looking forward to that. Well, I've got this new flexi joint, and I was just going to weld it on there like that. But I think what I will do, I'm going to actually use these slots, or bits of them, because this is just a tiny bit too long. So what I'm going to do, I found another piece of tube. I've got a feeling it's stainless, but won't be, so that'll be welded onto there. And I'll put a little bit of tube in there. It's a tight fit, but that's good. And then probably cut it off to about there. So this will actually slide over. Then I'll be able to cut. Then I won't have to worry about any sort of misalignment, because if this is slightly out of square, the other one's out of square, you won't line up. But this way I can just put it all together like this and just move it around. So that go on there like that. But it will have a couple of U-bolts. So I think that's the plan at the moment. Well, that's the plan unless it changes. I would have thought, wouldn't you? Well, that's the bit I've just cut off. It's barely hanging on. I just want to grind this up just a little bit, just to dress it up a little bit. Alright, so Mark has transferred it from the template onto the steel. Now where that line is there, I'm going to centre pop it all the way around, but I'm actually going to use a pair of dividers this time. I might use my vernier so I can equally space them, so hopefully when I drill it, they just fall out. That's a cunning plan. Oh, I made a bit of a mistake already. Shit. That's not the line I want. It's got to be inside that, isn't it? Okay, I've only drilled 3 holes. Right, let's go back to the bench, remark all this out, and go for take 2. Oh, I suppose I better put a glove on there. Right, quick update. This is a new flexi joint I brought. That's the old one I cut out. Let's start from the other end. This is the end from got bolts onto the cat. There's the pipe coming around. Let's move this out of the way. Let's see what I'm doing. There's the first flange you see me make. That's actually tapped on. It's a really nice tight fit in there. What I'm going to do is just probably put 4 tacks on it to keep it in place. Made a gasket for that one. Got to keep it the right way around, otherwise it won't fit. Then I'm going to put this piece on, which is basically the matching gasket, matching flange, and I'll put a piece of tube on it. I'm probably going to weld it on the inside, maybe, or I might just check on the outside. Then, I don't know if you can see down here, there's a proof mark, so it's the right way around. Then we come on to the flexi itself, which the flexi will go over like that. Then the other end, we've got exactly the same. We've got a flange with a piece of pipe in it. And I'm going to sort of weld it on the inside. I'm going to sort of drop it through a little bit more and weld it. I've just got to make sure that the proof marks are on the right way around, because that bit of tube there might have to go that side, if you know what I mean. The beauty of it is, when I put it all together, I can put this pipe in first, and then obviously on the other side there's another sort of a flange on the down pipe from the exhaust. Then I can just slide these pieces, then I can do it one-handed. I can slide these right in like that. So see, push it into the spot that it's going to go, then open these up to exactly the right place. Then once it's done that, I'll have to just check it, make sure, because I might have to weld some of these slots up just a little tiny bit. I'm not sure exactly. I think this is too long anyway, so I'm going to have to cut quite a bit off, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's where we are at the moment. I'm just going to spend a bit of time tacking all these bits together. Like I say, I'm not going to weld it yet. I'm going to tack it, fit it, and see what sort of mistakes I've made, if that makes sense. It's time for welding. Now, in an ideal world, what I'd normally do, believe it or not, I'd actually use a stick weld for that, because I'm actually better than stick welding. But I've got some choices. I can use a stick welder. This is what I want to use, is a little cheap and nasty MIG I bought a little while ago. It's only 30 quid's worth. Or I could use this. It's not a problem, but it defeats the object really, because the flange that I've got on the car is the one I need to weld. Now, I don't really want to be dragging this welder out of the garage. I'd have to take it all the way around the garden. So I think I'm going to have a go at using a little MIG. So I'm going to use that cheap and nasty MIG, and I'm going to see if I can actually fully weld this up. Well, the verdict is, it does actually weld sort of alright. I think it's okay for places that you can't see, so that's cool. Ouch! That was fucking hot. That's the other side. I'll put a little run around there. Well, it was a bit of stick welding, actually. The reason is, because I've never done any stick welding for a while, do you want to keep a hand in? Well, we'll have a go at welding the other side. It doesn't really need welding, but I thought it's an ideal opportunity, because I've got, that's a 6mm plate. So I touch it again, but burn my finger. That's alright. That's a massive, great big weld builder. So I'm going to give it a weld. I'm actually going to arc weld it. Reason is, so I've done an arc welding for a while. I just want to keep my hand in really. That's all it is. Alright, anyways. Well, you know what I've just done, don't you? I've just used a stainless rod. Well, I'm just going to whiz round, just round that bit there and turn it around. Right, anyways. Now we have to be careful with stainless, which I didn't realise it was. It actually pings off. Guys. I've got my goggles back on again. I'll do that last bit. Put the earth on, might help. Anyways. Alright, that's that welded. Right, we're all ready to go back on. All I need to do is get outside and weld the matching flange. It's actually on the car. I need to weld that. Then I can make a gasket and it can all go on. So this is all fully welded. Both of these flanges here, they're both welded. That's only welded on the outside. That's all it needed to be. New gasket there. and this flange there is welded on the inside. I use that cheap and nasty. I keep calling it cheap and nasty, but it does actually work. That little MIG welder I brought. And on the outside, this is where I made the big mistake because I welded it with a stainless rod. But it looks nice though. So I just need to go outside, do a bit of welding with a MIG and make a gasket. Then we can get ready to fit it. Yep, the horse is all on, all fits nicely. It took quite a while to fit it. I didn't video it because it's quite boring, just me nut and bolt things together. But it all fits nicely. I've just fired it up. There's no leak, so it's all good. I'm really pleased with that. Thing I did do, I wanted to actually show you, was the actual flexi bit. I did actually weld it up. I had the U-bolts on it, or U-clamps, whatever you call them. I tightened them all up, took it all off the car, took them back in here and welded them up. I have also put, it looks a bit of a mess, but I put some of that, is it gun gum or whatever it is, exhaust sealant. I just got a finger full of that and smeared it around where the welds were. The welds were actually fine. I don't think there's any pinholes, but in case there was, I've sealed it up. The best thing to do now, I'll take you outside and I'll show you what I've done. I say it's all done, but it needs a bit of a paint. So I'll order some paint off of eBay or Amazon, or probably Amazon because I don't get it tonight. Well, thanks so much for watching. If you did like my videos, please subscribe and like, and the most important thing, leave a comment, tell me how badly I'm doing. That'd be fantastic. See you soon. Bye now.